So today we're going to take a quick look at our DTL and ABT remote controls. So these two remote controls work with our motion link receivers. Now the motion links can either come with a 6-pin mil-spec type connector already fitted on there, and that's ideal for connecting straight to a Bowman's trap. If however you don't have a Bowman's trap and you prefer to have the cable unterminated, we supply it also without the connector, with just the 6 wires and a wiring diagram to tell you which one controls the up and down motor, the left and right, the firing of the trap, and then of course we have the positive and negative to actually power the motion link receiver itself. The ABT and the DTL remote controls are actually both the same. The only difference is obviously the DTL doesn't have the up and down button, but the features and everything else is exactly the same. So for the purposes of this demonstration, we're only going to use the ABT remote control. So what we have here is a little light box just to illustrate what the trap is doing. We have a light in the middle which just shows us when we fire the trap. We have one on the left here to show us the left and right movement of the motor. And then we have the green one which is illustrating the up and down motor running on the trap, which is obviously both the motors on an ABT. On a DTL you're just going to have the left and right. So to fire the trap, simply push the button. We can nudge the trap by holding down either of these buttons and pressing the fire button, and we can do that as much as us want without fear of it actually latching on. If we do want to latch it, we can put this into auto mode. Now what this will do is once it's on, it will continue going left and right for 15 seconds, and if we fire the trap, it will reset the timer and it'll count again until 15 seconds. So as long as you keep firing that, the trap is continually moving. So if we wait the 15 seconds for this light to go off, the mode is still on. So when we fire the next trap, it just continues moving again for another 15 seconds. This way you're getting a random clay projection and every time you fire the clay. You can of course turn this off, so you just hold down both buttons again, and then you're just back to single clays without the movement. You can turn both on at the same time. So now the trap's moving all over the show, and it will continue to do so while clays are firing. At the moment we don't fire a clay, 15 seconds later, the motors will pause until you fire another clay, and then off they go again. Just to illustrate that. And they're moving again for another 15 seconds. We also have the beauty of the solo countdown mode if you happen to be shooting by yourself. This gives you the audible countdown before the clay is fired. And that pretty much sums up this remote control. Like I say, exactly the same on the DTL. The only exception is we don't have the up and down. Thanks for looking, check these out on the website, and be sure to keep an eye on this range because we will be adding some extra remote controls in the future for catering for different amounts of traps.